good evening, wherever you are. If you like this video, feel free to like, comment, share and subscribe. There'll be a quote at the end. Today's video is a tip about plastic bottle tops. As you can see here, got quite a number, and what to do with them. You'll also need a few pieces of equipment, something like this. We'll get to that in a minute. A bit of background information. This is about plastic recycling in today's world, and plastic bottle tops. The reason why I'm discussing this today is here in England, it's a very different situation when it comes to recycling. In 1987, I started recycling. It's just something I started to do. It wasn't until the year 2000, roundabouts that time, that the UK started to recycle, and that was because of an EU directive at the time. And ever since Blue Planet 2 came out in 2017, plastic recycling is top of the agenda in many places. Recycling in the UK is both good and bad. More people want to recycle, people are recycling, but the infrastructure isn't quite actually there in some cases. For example, Wales and Scotland, as I'm aware, have one recycling scheme, which is brilliant across the whole country, both Wales and Scotland. Now the populations are smaller compared to England. Wales is like 3.8 million, I think, and Scotland is about 5 million. I'll need to get the figures to double check that. But England is about 55 million people living in England. And the recycling schemes are 300, this was several years ago, 300 different recycling schemes. This is pretty bad, which means you're going to have some with more boxes, some with less boxes for recycling, some where you have to recycle a certain way, others you're going to have to recycle in a different way. Some things you can recycle, some things you can't. And this is the bugbear when it comes to plastic bottle tops. So for example, my friend can throw plastic bottle tops with the whole bottle, mustn't be squashed. Where I live in London, it's squash the bottles and do not put the bottle tops in, or shredded paper and things like that, because they get jammed in to the workings in the recycling plant. But what you need to do is, it's a simple thing. So as I said, you'll need these, a few cutting tools and a marker pen, and some bottles. All different sizes, whatever you got to hand. Let's take a look at the milk carton. This is a plastic milk carton which does actually go for recycling, and the crazy thing is the lid you can't recycle. But here's the simple trick. As you can see in here, you just put the bottle tops inside, and then at the end you can either screw it on with the original lid if you have it. If not, just really fill it in tight and recycle the whole bottle, and then in the depot they can sort it out what they want to do. And it's all the same plastic in many cases. You just need to check with your recycling. This tip also works even if it's not about bottle tops and recycling bottle tops for the recycling centre. It's in case you want to collect bottle tops for school projects, art projects, or whatever the case is. So this is really handy. Now if you don't have a milk carton, I don't usually collect milk cartons, so I don't have these to hand. You can use any other bottle, and this will not cost you a penny. Anything you've got in the house that's going to be recycled. Now here's a 2 litre bottle. It's quite flimsy, so I'm going to disregard this. Here's a big bottle, 750 millilitre, and this one's a 250 millilitre. I actually want to reuse this one, so for this demonstration I'll use the smaller one. Now the equipment you'll need first will be a marker pen. Simply measure up and mark on the top of the bottle. So you mark on the top of the bottle a rough size. Doesn't have to be dead accurate, but roughly the same size as the bottle cap. You actually may want to make this slightly smaller. So you draw around it, 3 sides will do. And as you can see on the top, the reason why you want to do it on the top, because it's going to be filling in. You might also want to consider where in the kitchen, if you've got room, just in a little corner at the back of your kitchen table, just lying there, so it can be used and filled until you need to recycle it or use it for whatever project you need. Now for the cutting tool, I have here a Stanley knife, also known as a utility knife or a box cutter. Now this is very sharp and it's really for toolkits and for building sites and stuff like that. So if this is really too sharp, don't use this as something else easier. You can use a craft knife, again that may be pretty sharp. But everyone has in their home a pair of scissors, or they should do. And as you can see, this scissors has a rounded tip and a pointed tip. And this is where it comes in useful. Even if it's 2 pointed tips, that's fine. Now you want to take your marking on the bottle and puncture a hole. This will give you a cutting hole. And as I said, you can cut it a bit smaller. Cut the first line up to the top. Taking your time. I'll just do it quickly here. I've not done this before, so we'll see if this works. Cut it a bit wide, that's fine. It's going to be a bit fiddly. Just take your time when you do this. 3 sides, so I've cut it basically. This now, hopefully you can see, leaves a little flap. And you simply just, minding your fingers, push them in. And you keep pushing them in. And it's as simple as that. This will not break the seal because you've got this little flap so they can't fall out. If you've made it slightly smaller as well, they shouldn't be able to fall out. Just keep filling them in. And then leave on the side of the table, top, or wherever you want, and fill it in, and once it gets full it can go into the recycling or for your project, and it's as simple as that. So I hope this tip has been useful for you, and it's all free. Just use whatever you've got in the home, and that's what I do, and that's what I'm going to do for my recycling. And it's going to be as simple as that, save a lot of time and effort, and it doesn't create problems. Even if you don't have a project, you won't have any problems for recycling. At least they can sort it out and it won't jam up their recycling equipment. So I hope you like that tip. Let me know what you think and what else you do, and even if you don't have any projects, it's great for recycling. That's it for now. Thanks for watching. Cheeky monkey, what do you mean you've got a lot of bottle? You've got a lot of bottles. You cheeky monkey, you. Bye.